Hello, how you doing today? My name is Mr. Derek Atkins, and I'm excited to be accepted into the Masters of Digital Leading and Learning program. But I'm coming to you with my Evidence of Learning assignment number 1, as it discusses the past, the present, and the future leadership. I grew up in a family where technology and things of that nature wasn't even thought about. We didn't have the funds and necessities to be able to afford these things. So the only thing that I was used to and afforded to and was able to use in the past was the things that they allowed us to use at school. But within the course of time, there wasn't enough equipment that was up to date that allowed the students to pursue their, whatever they wanted to pursue as it relates to technology and things of that nature. So throughout my life, growing up in a single parent home, I'm the only one that pretty much pursued my lifestyle into a greater manner as it relates to learning more and more about technology. I had 2 brothers that didn't graduate from high school, baby sister that didn't graduate from high school, and I was the only one out of those kids that graduated out of high school. And it pushed me to a greater manner to wanted to learn all that I could learn as it relates to education, technology, in the past, the present, and the future. So the knowledge that I've received, I try to do whatever I can to share it back with other people. And then coming up to my present, I am currently a licensed ordained minister. I'm a husband of 2 wonderful children. I'm a youth pastor. I'm a leader in the community. I'm also a special education teacher's assistant, and I'm currently taking my content exam in special education to become the certified teacher of the classroom. But the knowledge that I've been blessed to even hold the lead teacher role. And all that I've accomplished in my life, that I always try to utilize some form of technology, because this is the way that the world is going, and it puts us in a frame to where we can use technology wherever we go. And in my classroom, working with high needs, autism kids, life skills students, majority of what we are working on a day-to-day basis has some form of technology. If it's by calling parents, checking in with parents as it relates to this and that on their students. We utilizing iPads for the apps, for the educational games. We're using computers when they're doing their various lessons, or even when I am sharing the lesson plan for the week with the students. We utilize our computers, our iPads, and all our technology devices for them to be able to see this is what we are discussing this week, to provide them with some form of evidence of learning. Technology gives us the views to where we can always go back and retain the information. And at the age of 39 years old, I've learned that technology is a great tool. Great tool. Our phones can be connected to all our devices. It's really quick where we can receive information as it relates to technology in the classroom, technology on our job, technology when we're dealing with church, technology even within school. When I received my bachelor's degree, majority of my classes, we had to have our laptops, our phones. We was playing educational games. Even though we were sitting in an actual classroom, all these devices needed to be on hand. And I thank God for the people that God has placed in my life to push me to a greater standard, to even learn more. We can never get enough learning. And even though what I've learned in the past as a young child, I can always go back and remember how technology has evolved. I remember the first Apple product when we had big computers and things of that nature. Now we have come down to where a computer form is in the palm of our hand as it relates to the iPad Pro, all the tablets, the phones, the laptop, excuse me. So technology, to me, I guess I'm very, very appreciative, because growing up in a home to where you wasn't afforded these things, when you get to the point to where you can receive them now, you really, really appreciate it and not take it for granted. So my career is my education, my leadership skills. You know, I've been blessed to travel around the world with the National Urban League, and everything that I use, my phone is there, my tablet is there. If I need to send a quick email, I can send it there. If I need to send a quick assignment, I can send it right there. Even though I know that when I was a child, we communicated through telephone, and we communicated through voicemail, and you may not get the voicemail to 2 to 3 days later. Not having the access to be able to go back to the call log and see who all was calling me. Now, technology, you have your whole call log, you have your whole voicemail, all your emails is characterized by the email name. When it's dealing with school, you have your assignments listed. When you're dealing with church, you have all your contacts listed, all your phone numbers. So technology has been really, really fast-paced, and I'm very, very excited what I've learned and what will bless me in my future leadership. I thank God, like I said again, for being a blessing, being accepted into the Masters of Educational program, and going back to, I always like to share my past about how I was raised and things of that nature. You know, growing up in a single parent home, having 2 brothers and 1 sister that didn't graduate, it really, really pushed me to a greater manner for somebody to break the cycle to be able to graduate. You know, and I remember, even though my grades was low as a child, I continued to have a good heart, learn all that I can. Even if I didn't understand, I was the type of student that raised my hand and let the teacher know, hey, I don't understand, but can you please help me? Was blessed to go to college on a band scholarship. Was blessed to graduate out of college with a business management degree. And all of these things I learned throughout my life. Somebody was there along the way to help me as it relates to technology. You know, and I was blessed to even receive this book, Teaching and Learning with Technology. I took a college course, and I was going to make sure it was one of the classes that we had to return the book back. But I loved the class so much, I wanted to know, is there any kind of way I can keep the book or buy the book or just keep it for myself? Teaching and Learning with Technology. This class I took maybe 5 to 10 years ago at Texas Southern University. And it holds dear to my heart even now. I just wanted to read some of the things in the book as it relates to technology in the classroom. Like technology in the classroom, we are able to facilitate, examine the classroom facilities, make sure all our technology is up to date. We can explore different designs to show how the students learn, how they interact with the teacher. We can also see the performance objective of how much we are learning. And I can honestly say, from within the past, the future, and even now, my leadership roles that I'm in now, I try to make sure that I utilize some type of technology. If I'm sending and letting my people know, hey, we have a meeting or things of that nature, I try to shoot a quick group text or a group email. So this evidence of learning, number one, it stuck out with me the most because it allows me to choose how I'm gonna examine different situations before I approach the situation. Even when I'm sending out a lesson plan to my students, first I have to ask, how can I examine this lesson in a way to make sure all my students are grabbing the information, to allow them to come back and reflect, to make sure that we are all learning on the same pace. Even though I'm teaching special education students autism, high functioning, I want all of them to continue to learn on the pace that they need to learn on. So I thank you for listening to my evidence of learning discussion number one as it relates to my past, my present, and my future leadership. I want to thank you for my teachers, all my classmates, for your encouraging word. Continue to push me. That way I can be a better leader, teacher, minister, and in the upcoming years as an educator. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.